Hello and welcome to the Mortgage Loan Officer Podcast. I'm your host, Frank Garay. We're brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals, here with my business partner and great friend, Dru Brents, over at Broker Plus, PreApp1003. How's it going, Dru?
Great, Frank. Good to be here today.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we shot the breeze about pre-app, and I wanted to get this podcast out because a lot of things have changed, and I know and I'm going to full disclosure for everybody listening. Yes, I have an interest in pre-app 1003. I don't want that to be some kind of hidden thing or anything. It's not. I do have an interest in it for good reason, right? Because it's an awesome product. That's why I have an interest in it. But Dru, thousands of brokers coming on over to pre-app 1003. Broker Plus. Why do you think that is? Why do you think people migrate over to the product?
I think we just keep things simple.
Yeah.
There's my original vision for the platform was to help me with my mortgage origination business, and then I just wanted one ecosystem that does everything. So it's taken us a long time to build everything out, but to have one platform that's at a no-brainer price point that does your point of sale, your LOS, your CRM, your text marketing, your email marketing, your drips, your PPE, your pricing engine with your wholesale lenders, your e-sign, your document manager, all in one. And then it's easy to use. It's just simple. I think that is the attraction. We get a lot of people that say, "Hey, we've been using this platform and this CRM and this," and they just get tired of juggling that. And so they hear about us, they check it out, and they're like, "Man, this is really, really nice." So
Yeah, I know. It is really nice to not have to have multiple products and then somehow tie them together, and make them connect and talk to each other and that kind of a thing. So I know that's a big plus with PreApp 1003. So not only, do I have an interest in PreApp 1003, I'm a user. I mean, I love it, man. I freaking love it. Like I can navigate that thing so fast and easy now. And Dru, people think I'm like a techie guy. I don't know why. I don't know how I got that reputation, like being some sort of a techie guy. I am not. People ask me about tech stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I do not like getting inside of cloud-based things and trying to figure those things out, right? So the thing that I do love about our product, and it's 100% due to the fact that you took the time to make sure it was this way because you like easy to use as well,
yeah,
right?
right. Yeah,
But
I'm
the
just a
thing that
mortgage
I love
guy.
about it is it's so simple, man. I mean, I can get in there, I can start an app. You know what? Here's something else I'll tell you that I found because I, have floated around in the past 2.5 years or so, trying to find some footing, getting back into the origination space for various reasons, right? And for family reasons, things like that. And so I've experienced now a couple of different LOSs, POSs and things like that. And I'll tell you what, man, the pre-app point of sale, which is how it began, which is how it
Yeah,
all began,
yeah.
was with the point of sale, is the easiest flipping point of sale.
Mhm.
You can send them a link. They don't need no usernames. They don't need no passwords. They don't need they just go right through a wizard. You can do it like a wizard. So you can just whiz right through this thing. I have never had anyone ever that I sent the pre-app 1003 point of sale to have any trouble getting the application done in the
Yeah,
system. And with the other ones, dude, I've had people get stuck on how do I add a co-borrower?
yeah.
No, I'm not even kidding. I get a phone call like, well, I can't, where do I add my wife? I don't know how to add my wife. Where do I do this? And I'm like, no, there's got to be a button, but I've never had that problem with pre-app. No usernames, no passwords, and it's still 100% secure. Just so simple, dude. I've always had great success with people being able to fill out that point of sale. Just so
Frank,
easy.
I don't know, and I agree with you 100%. And you touched on a couple things like adding co-borrowers and things. I mean, in our system, you either fill it out for them if they're with you, or you say, "Hey, give me their number," and it'll text them the link for them to fill it out. So again, it's very user friendly. But have you seen our new UI of the new UI? For those that don't know, is a user interface or the customer experience for the application. Have you looked at that yet?
Yeah, I have, but I would like you to go ahead and point out the highlights.
Yeah, so our we haven't messed with our original design because if it's not broke, you don't fix it.
Yeah.
But I had this one little thing that if somebody does it on a desktop, I was like, it's functional, but is it as aesthetically pleasing, on a desktop versus the mobile? Because we really designed everything, from beginning to end to be mobile responsive. So redesigned it, and it's an option if someone wants to turn on the new one versus the classic. But it just formats to a web. It's almost like a mini website. And so you got a
Yeah.
bio page now. You got a mortgage calculator now. You got your Spanish app is actually part of your main app now, and it's just better, and it looks better on a desktop. Still is mobile friendly and everything. And same thing with the toolbox. So it's just we've redesigned it, but the simplicity of the application, how it goes through the process of that's all the same. And I want to go back. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's super slick, and you touch base on to the mobile friendliness of this of the product, and that's one of the things that I think really does stand out with the pre-app product is like you were so smart in figuring out like I want this thing, I want to be able to be fishing on the lake, right? Get a call from a realtor. It's saying pre-qualify this person, send a link to them. It comes in. I want to be able to, from my phone, be able
Yeah.
to get this figured out, get credit pulled, run DU, and issue a pre-approval letter, in
It's
between baiting my hook and sending the next cast,
yeah.
and it does. You can
It
do it from your phone
yeah.
anywhere. I remember in the beginning too, we had some users like, dude, I was at a baseball game and like
Yeah.
having a great day, and it came through. I was able to do everything right from the
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
and then go get a hot dog. Like that's one of the coolest things about pre-app, I think. But anyway, you were
You,
going to say something.
yeah, no, Frank, I mean, just to add to that, and not just the, doing your mortgage side of it, but man, if you want to, pull up the CRM portion and say, I'm going to send out a video text really quick, people love that. Hey, just thinking about you, want to give you an update. If you just want to do a really quick, what I call talking head video text, you can do that right from your cell phone. But you were talking about how you've used other platforms,
Hmm.
and you've now you're really appreciating the ease of use in ours.
Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and then click on the bell as well so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. And also, would love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think or what you want to see next.
Just the other day, and I've been in the mortgage business since 1998. So I've been it was 1998. So I've been in a lot of systems. I remember back when we took hand applications. It was all nothing was digital. And so my full-time focus is this technology platform, but just because I've been in the business so long, I get deals that come to me every now and then, friends and family that come around. And it's nice because it keeps my thumb on the pulse of,
Yeah.
what we need to do. So um I had a loan that came in, it was a referral. And I was working and I was in there and I just had to, after it closed, I just reached out to my development team and our lead programmer is, one of our, owners. And I just said, man, I really appreciate, I mean, this is a fantastic platform. It's almost like when you're not using it every day, like I don't, just, I use it some as I have loans that come in. But as a user, when I step back into that, man, I was like, wow, this is freaking awesome, man. And it's just, occasionally I get those flashes of what it's like to be a user. And I just have to call my team and say, guys, this is great. Of course, we're the ones that give them all the feedback. Hey, we want this and that, but then they build it out and the whole UI and the flow is just, anyway, I just, I I agree with your statement wholeheartedly.
Yeah, such an easy product to use. Yeah, I love it, man. And the cool thing too is like having the having that DocuSign. It's not DocuSign, but it's our own
Yeah.
proprietary signing, but similar, DocuSign esque system. Built right in. So cool being able to just get that done. Being able to upload a custom form or document, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. All those things. Anyway, it's just a really slick product, and I just wanted to get a podcast done again because we just hadn't done it in a while, and we're seeing some great migration over to the system. And I just wanted to say
Yeah.
why? Why do you think that is? Why is this happening? Because there's a lot of choices out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's nice to see people coming over and go, you know what, this is the one. A lot of it might be the price point too. Because the
Yeah.
price point's so competitive. I
I
don't know. Yeah,
I'd like to touch on that if I could real
yeah, I
quick.
do. Please.
So we when everybody was sort of hurting, several months ago in the industry, we were like, what can we do to help folks? And we decided to come out with what's called enterprise pricing for all. So that means if you're a one-person broker shop, you're going to get the same price as a 300-person broker shop if you have the same terms, just a 12-month contract. And then
Mm,
we put the price point at a $99 price point.
mm.
That's unheard of, because remember, it's not just an LOS, not just a point of sale, not just e-signatures, not just a PPE, uh, uh, but it's also a full-blown CRM. And so you get all that for 99 bucks. And so it's just a no-brainer, and people sometimes it's so low that people sometimes go, okay, what's the catch? Or it can't be that good. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, we've learned how to bootstrap this. Okay. So we build and grow as we, as we release things. So we're able to keep the overhead down and keep the price point low.
Yeah.
Uh, before we get too far, I do want to point out a couple things that I don't know if you're aware of, and because when we talk, sometimes we're just sort of hitting the main points, and we don't always get into some of the nitty gritty. But
Mm.
we made significant improvements to the interface on the PPE. Those that don't know PPE, it's a product and pricing engine, and it is powered by Lender Price. Okay, but now I don't know if you guys are familiar with Lender Price, the audience, but when you go in and if you log into them directly, all the fields, the non-QM, the ARMs, the 2-1 buy downs, all of those variables, now you have every one of those filters within our system. So it completely mirrors that. So you get a much cleaner and accurate price pool. And the other thing I wanted to mention, and this is a fairly new rollout, is we rolled something out called team members. Okay, so we found out that a lot of companies, a lot of loan officers, they'll work a something line type workflows, or they'll have
Yeah.
multiple team members. So what we built out was a really nice way that you can create your own workflows. So as an example, you can have however many team members. You can call them whatever you want. You can call them janitor, or you can call them LOA1, LOA2,
Yeah.
post-closing person, and any individual can have any of those roles. But the cool thing about what we've done is the loan officer can set up automation on their workflow. So meaning this, Frank, you let's say you had a pre-app, and you could set a rule and say, when a pre-app comes in, I want to add Susie Q as LOA1. But when it hits TRID, I want to remove her as an LOA1, and I want to re-add her as a processor. And then I also want to add a manager to the file, also in this status, and then maybe remove everyone when it hits close, and then add a post-closing specialist. So you can add and remove people automatically based upon the workflow. And then that also triggers tasks and responsibilities and reminders. And so it's just a
It's
really
brilliant.
cool
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. To have that all inside of the LOS is
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah. Good stuff, brother. Well, I tell you what, man, let's go ahead and get on out of here.
Okay.
And for the listeners, if you're watching on YouTube, hi, good to see you. We'll put some information into the description there, and the link to PreApp1003, so you can go and learn more and check it all out. If you are listening on iTunes, Spotify, that kind of a thing, it's PreApp1003. So PreApp1003.com. PreApp1003.com is where you would go to learn more, get signed up, check it out. Do the old comparo, feel free. I think you're going to be blown away and be like, yeah, that's probably the one for me, especially at the price point that it's at. So, yeah. So Drew, thanks for being here. Let's circle back around maybe, once a month, something like that. Cause you're always, making things better, improving things, adding things. So we can keep everybody abreast as to what's going on within the product. Sound good?
That sounds great, man. Thank you.
Awesome. We're gonna have you on Breakfast Club here pretty soon too, so that'll be cool too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
all right. Well, for those of you listening, thanks for tuning into the Mortgage Loan Officer Podcast. We're brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals, and don't forget to join Loan Officer Breakfast Club every Monday through Friday, absolutely free. 30 minutes of free coaching. Drew, 30 minutes of free loan officer coaching every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. The success stories that come out of Breakfast Club attendees are just off the charts, just nuts. Why would you not go and get free coaching?
Right. Right. People pay a lot of money for that.
Yeah, why not get it for free? Come on over, loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. All right, let's get out of here. Drew, thanks a lot.
Yep. Thank you.
We'll see y'all later. Adios.